Boris Johnson's Conservative Party has received cash from 9 Russian donors named in a suppressed intelligence report.
Here's a summary of the article.
Boris Johnson's Conservative Party has received a surge in cash from 9 Russian donors, who have been named in a suppressed investigation into Russia's attempts to undermine democracy in the UK. The report by Parliament's Intelligence and Security Committee identifies close links between major donors to the Conservative Party and the Russian government, The Sunday Times reports. The report was due for publication this week but was blocked by Johnson, due to reported fears that the information would damage his chances of winning the upcoming UK general election. Among those donors named in the suppressed report are Alexander Temiko, who worked for the Russian Defense Ministry and has previously boasted that the Prime Minister is his friend. Lebedev's son Evgeny is a close friend of the Prime Minister and has repeatedly hosted him for parties at his castle in Perugia, Italy, while Johnson was Mayor of London and Foreign Secretary. The opposition Labour Party accused Johnson of seeking to cover up the story. The Tories blocked this report and oppose tax transparency so their billionaire backers can continue to rip us off unchallenged, Labour's election coordinator Andrew Gwynn said. Sources who have seen the report told The Times they believe the report has been suppressed because it highlights extensive connections between Conservative donors and Russia's Federal Security Bureau.
This post received a score of 71,650, with an upvote ratio of 87%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Is it bad that I can now read these kind of titles completely unfazed? The bar has been set so low.
The bar has been stolen and replaced with a cheap rope.
It's also got so much slack it's hanging like old lady titties.
The bar is lower than geriatric testicles. Hence Boris Johnson.
I heard that the Russians are actually space-age alien reptoids who collaborated with Hitler so they could dominate the moon's surveillance lair. Trump and Boris are all part of the plan to give the lizard aliens complete control of the moon base. Scary stuff.
What everybody needs to realize is that Russia doesn't support politicians. They support instability. They give money to whoever can cause the most uproar. Support nationalist parties with isolationist foreign policies that ultimately work to leave Eastern European countries isolated and ripe for the picking. Weaken the EU, weaken NATO, reduce US military presence. All these points and more can be found in The Foundations of Geopolitics, The Geopolitical Future of Russia by Alexander Dugin. This book is a guiding principle of the foreign policies of Russia, and reads like a checklist of Russia's actions for the last 20 years.
Some completely organic Reddit poster will invariably waltz into your comment and say something like "Nobody in Russia really knows or follows the foundations of geopolitics," while providing no evidence and ignoring the fact that everything outlined within it is being carried out to the letter.
Happens literally every time I've posted about the foundations of geopolitics. Every time. Just a part of Russian, Republican propaganda strategy, firehose of falsehood.
That makes sense. Any idea why nearly all right-wing media are going along with these falsehoods? Are their reporters just stupid, or gullible, or are they just plain evil? Or something else?
Some are evil, but most are fully convinced by emotional arguments peppered with stilted facts. CNRA and gun control is a perfect example, or climate change, with even wider documentary evidence of the fact that Republicans are awash in propaganda absorption and creation. A mere 5 minutes on Breitbart or Fox News will help drill home that argument.
Greater than fully convinced by emotional arguments. This is why the situation won't change. You can't reason a person out of a belief that they didn't reason into in the first place.
For 40 years Soviets tried to beat us, throwing billions over billions into space technology and nuclear weaponry when all it took was a few millions to purchase conservatives on both sides of the pond. It turns out conservatives are a cheap commodity. They're in it only for the money and the lifestyle. That's cost efficiency.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.